Okay, so never thought I'd need to do this, but this is a tutorial how to play DVR for someone who's special like Ranie. First, we have the survivor perks. This one is called self-care. That means you can heal yourself. This one is called sprint burst, which means you can run faster. This one is called decisive, which means when the killer picks you up, you can hit a little skill check and it'll make them drop you. This is dead hard, which basically you can dodge the killer's attack. This is eye of obsession, which means the killer can see you and you can see the killer if you're looking at them. This is unbreakable, which means you can heal yourself once when you are on the ground. This is no mither, which means you're forever injured, but you can heal yourself from the ground like forever. This is borrowed time, which means when you save someone off a hook, they can get hit once and they won't go down. This is will make it, which means after you unhook someone, you can heal them faster. This is head on, which means when you're in a locker, you wait 5 seconds and the killer comes by, you can stun them when you jump out the locker. This is urban evasion, which means you can crouch faster. This is balanced landing. When you are on top of something and you jump off, you run faster. This is spine chill. That means you can see the killer. You can see when the killer is looking at you. This is tenacity. That means when you're on the ground and you crawl, you heal at the same time. And this is slippery meat, which means you can unhook yourself. You have a higher chance of unhooking yourself and getting yourself out of traps. But these two don't work right now. This is my build. I have borrowed time, unbreakable, decisive, self-care. These are the items. Toolkit, you can do gens faster. Flashlight, you can save people when the killer picks them up. Medkit, you can heal yourself. Up here, that's called the blood web. That's how you get the perks and the items. Up here is your blood points. You need those to spend in there. Okay, so once you're in the game, you can use your mouse to move the camera around. You can use WASD, hit D, and you'll walk. You can hit W, you can hit S, and you can hit A. Now, from what I've seen, arrow keys do not work in this game. I can press this, nothing happens. I can press this, nothing happens. But these two keys work. How to run is you press Shift, and let's do forward. So Shift and W. How to stop running is you stop pressing Shift. How to crouch, you press Control. Control. Now if you press Control and W, you can move and crawl. let's say you find a gen, just walk up to it. Yeah, and that little M1 will appear. M1 is mouse 1. You click that and you start working. If you had an item and you wanted to use it, I don't have one on me right now, you would hit M2 and hold it down. Now, this right here is called the Killer Shack. You have a door right there, a window right there, and a door right there with a pallet. This is the strongest pallet in the game, and you should only use it when absolutely necessary. I'm going to try and show you how to run a loop. So the killer's chasing you. You go here. You run. You run through here. You can run here. You turn and you run. You just circle around here. And if the killer is about to hit you, then you drop that down. And you run. Alright? Now, when you're at a vault, you can only go through it twice. Or else it closes up like that. When it closes up, that means you can't use this loop anymore and you have to find a different one. Another good loop is over here, where this gen is. You can run the killer throughout here and confuse them. A good loop is over here. Or you can hit this and then run and hit that. And you circle around here until the vault's closed and then you move somewhere else. Now, in my opinion, vaults are better than pallets. This is another loop where the killer's chasing you. You run up here, you wait till they get you, you jump out. Then you see where they run next, and you basically circle around here. You can use this pallet if necessary. Go up here and run the loop. You can also run the loop over here. The killer's chasing you. Now if you go over here, this is called the basement. The basement is all the way down here. And this is the worst place you want to be when you're a survivor, because it's very, very difficult to get out of. So, if you're near the basement, run. You can get inside the lockers by pressing space, but sometimes sometimes the killer can see you through the locker, and it makes noise. This is also a fairly good loop. The one over here. Usually the ones with 2 windows are really good. You can run those. Here is another loop. This is called the bus. There's a pallet here. You can use it if necessary. And you could jump out of there. You can circle around and do the same thing. Now, there are 2 bus variants. Sometimes there's a window open right here, and you can jump through it. And sometimes there is a pallet right here, and you can drop it. Now, covered most of the loops. Exhaustion perks. So balance landing, dead hard, sprint burst. Balance landing is when you jump off something high. So let's say I run and I fall. You can see I get stuck for a little bit and I keep walking. With balance landing, you don't get stuck and you run. For perks like dead hard, when you dodge the killer, press E. I don't have dead hard equipped right now, but yeah. And with sprint burst, you run and it makes you run faster. Now this isn't infinite. There's an exhaustion that needs to recharge basically, and you recharge by just walking. So if you run, then it won't recharge. You have to walk. Now, the reason we run loops is because the killer can get something called bloodlust, which looks like that. It appears in your screen. That means if the killer's chasing you for a long time, they will get faster, which is why you need loops. So the killer will, it kind of like disrupts them, basically. So if you're just running and running, the killer will catch you because the killer gets faster. What I suggest sometimes is when you're being chased is to run and then sometimes crouch so they can't see where you're going, because when you crouch or walk, you don't leave scratch marks. When you run, the killer can see where you run to. So yeah. Also, just a quick tip, the door's not open right now, but when it is, it's a little broken. So you could only enter from like literally this point. The rest of it's blocked off. So if you're running and you try to go in and you can't go in, you can only enter from like this area right here. Now there are killers. This is the blood web. This is the loadout where you pick your perks and items, and this is how you choose your killer. This is Trapper. You can get caught in his traps. This is Hillbilly. He can insta down you, which means one hit you with a chainsaw. This is Wraith, which means he can go invisible. This is Michael Myers, which you have to buy, but some people have it in the game, which means he can insta down you if he stares at you long enough. This is Nurse. She can blink. Basically, she teleports around the map. This is Doctor. He can shock you and stop you from using loops. This is Huntress. She can throw shit at you. Now this is the Trapper. He has the trap. What the Trapper can do is sometimes they will place the traps next to hooks or a vault, for instance, right there. You just put a trap down and it opens, and if you were and if you were to vault, you would get stuck. You put it next to the pallet, and you can put it next to the hook. Now if you come across a trap, this will pop up and you have to disarm it. Now, against a hillbilly, he has a chainsaw, which means he can insta-down you. But if it's not bugged, it can only go in a straight line. So your best thing to do is to dodge it when he comes to get you. This may be like one of the best maps because it's a little open. So and he stops and he runs into something, and or when he lets go, or as you saw, he just goes in a straight line. So what you want to do is to basically dodge him. He might try to strike you out and go like this, and then not actually do anything and hit you. Just be careful now. I don't really have any tips for that, but yeah, basically he goes in a straight line, so it's easy to dodge him. It's important to have sound on, because with the hillbilly, you can hear how close his chainsaw is to you. He's the guy who can go invisible. He cannot hit you when he's invisible. He goes a lot faster. And when he uncloaks, he gets a speed boost. You can also see him uncloaking because it'll be little red things flashing on the screen. And it's important to have the sound on because you can hear how close his bell is to you. So, yeah, he also has a crazy lunge. Now this is Nurse. She can basically fly/teleport. So, yeah, she can teleport through things. The best thing you can do when you're a survivor, there's like little white streaks that come on the screen when she teleports. Just like try not to be in that area, and also red. So basically, yeah, she's kind of hard, so you don't see a lot of people playing her, but people who do play her are pretty good. So basically, a little hard. Yeah, she's kind of easy to dodge. She's also one of the ones that go basically in a straight line, so you can dodge her. It's important to have sound on because with the Nurse, you can hear how close she is when she cries. She makes a teleporting sound, and if it's far away, you can't really hear her, but when it's close, you can hear her. This is Huntress. She throws hatchets. She has 5 of them. She can basically throw, hit you, yeah, it's a thing where she can throw and then hit you. So yeah, I'm not really good at her. I don't know how to aim. Oh yeah, and then you run out of hatchets, so then she has to go into the lockers and get them. Yeah, she can hit you from long away, so basically to avoid her is to not run in a straight line, because the hatchet goes in a straight line. And that's pretty much it. An important thing to do is when you get hooked and it says attempt escape, do not attempt to escape ever. Wait till somebody saves you. And when you go into second hook, down here, basically when your bar is halfway, the little tentacles pop up and they'll say spam space. You don't hit space once and you don't hit it twice. You spam it like this for the whole time, either until someone gets you or until you die. You never let go. Even if you let go for a second, then you'll die. So keep spamming always.